Just think about that for a second. When you hear the word illegal immigrant, what do you associate that with? Now, for me, I associate that with Hispanics because that's usually what's been the stereotype is, Mexicans or Hispanics crossing the border from Mexico into Texas or New Mexico or Arizona or or whatever. And however that may be true on some percentage, but the large majority of this 11 million are Islamic terrorists or Muslims coming from Saudi Arabia or Kenya or wherever. The Muslim Brotherhood is coming to America. They were caught and now they are being released. 11 million of them. Now, you might be thinking right now that I am probably anti-immigrant, and I'm not. I am not anti-immigrant. But what I am is pro-American. Now, I'm all for someone wanting to come to this country through the proper channels, through immigration, to becoming a legal citizen of the United States. I have no problems with that. As long, while we're on the subject, as long if they haven't committed any crimes or they're not a criminal or anything like that, then why not expedite them through the line a little bit? Versus let's screen for criminals here, and let the people that are actually true in their heart and have not committed crimes into the country and give them the chance of the American dream. Well, now you're probably thinking, oh yeah, yep, there's that saying again, the American dream. Well, yeah, it's the American dream for them, but what about us? What about us Americans? We Americans. The American dream is shattered already. And you're probably asking why. Why are you saying it's shattered? Well, this is why. Now that these illegal immigrants are released, they will now go into society. They will take up government jobs. They will also take up other jobs that miraculously get funded by the government. And they will work them. Because they don't mind working a few dollars less an hour than you do. I actually read a story about a man that been working at at a factory for more than half his life, and then all of a sudden a surge of illegal immigrants come in, and yes, they are illegal immigrants, but nothing's done about them, and he ends up losing his job, and he's been unemployed for 5 years. He's been God bless this guy, but he's been protesting outside that place of employment for 5 years now since he's been unemployed. He lost his job because an illegal immigrant came in and said that he would do the job, or a few of them said that they would do his job for a few dollars less an hour than what he was getting paid, or probably way cheaper wages. Who knows? Another great example, right here in Minnesota at the Hormel packaging plant. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency actually went in and raided and found that 41 of the employees were in fact illegal immigrants. Yes, in Hormel. Yes, the spam capital. Yeah, and yes, they do have a museum to spam. I know it's sad, it's pathetic, but hey. But anyways, these 41 individuals were taken out of the building. And now, at this point, one would think that they are going to be arrested and going to be sent to a deportation center. Wrong. 30 minutes later, they come back to work like nothing happened. And I actually have a source that does work there. And this person told me this, and my jaw just hit the floor. I could not believe it. They had proof they were illegal immigrants, and yet they just slapped them on the wrist and let them go. Really? You call that immigration control? That's immigration out of control. My God. That is not how immigration is supposed to be set up in this country. And that's why I am pro-American. I believe that companies out there should put Americans first. One state two states, Arizona and Alabama, have effectively kicked out all of the illegal immigrants out of the state. And now Barack Obama is suing both of the states because they did this as, against the amnesty bill or whatever. Or, against their civil liberties or something like that. And, really? They're illegal immigrants. What civil liberties do they have in the fucking, excuse my language, but in the territory of the United States? What civil liberties do they have? Honestly, they're not Americans. Put Americans first. And I commend these two states for doing this, because now it has opened up the workforce to Americans. The people that were actually born here, that are actual citizens, whether we were naturally born here or we went through the process of becoming a citizen and became a citizen. We Americans are now getting jobs back in those two states because they have the balls to say, you know what, you're illegal, get the hell out of the state. And that's what they did. And now the President of the United States, yes, Barack Hussein Obama from Kenya, is suing them. I mean, if there wasn't any reason to impeach this guy, this would be one right here. I mean, just in case, someone out there is, and I do know there's people out there keeping a list. So just mark this on the list that he's actually suing a state for doing the right thing. How screwed up is that? But I guess it's not that screwed up, because let's look at, a man that, is looking at a $1,000 fine because he had, because he shot and killed or actually wounded a burglar, but the weapons that he had were unregistered. Apparently in the state that he lives in, you have to have your guns registered. He saved, I do apologize. He saved a woman from getting raped or whatever. And it's on the Resistance Facebook page if you want to take a look. He gets hit with a $1,000 fine. It's like what? Or look at the veterans. Veterans are getting guns confiscated from them because they were at in the Afghan or Iran war, or not Iran, Iraq war. So they automatically assume that veterans coming back from the Middle East have some kind of mental illness. I hate to break it to you, but I know quite a few veterans that came back from the Middle East, and they all their marbles are still there, And the fact that we're actually not employing, trying to get these veterans employed, is another whole thing. But so, anyways, but yeah, I know I kind of went on a rant there. But going back to the Facebook posting again. We as Americans, we're better than the terrorists that attack us. We are better morally, we're better ethically, and we do not resort to torture. Granted, some of us may, in our hearts, feel the need to go and slaughter Muslims, or if given the chance or whatever, that you would have no problem doing it. Well, I'm reminded, to that. I just want to tell you this. I'm reminded of a novel that I read a long time ago, and for those of you that know me, I don't read books very often. I mean, I usually wait for the movie to come out, but this one I did read, and it's entitled, it's a classic, Moby Dick, and basically the story is about vengeance. Captain Ahab is trying to hunt down the white whale that crippled him, and in the end, it not only destroyed him, but it destroyed his crew as well. So now ask yourself, do you really want to stoop down to the terrorist level and go eye for an eye? Or do you want to have some honor and dignity in this war that we're going to be fighting? And yes, folks, their war is coming. There's no doubt about it. It is coming. It'll happen here on U.S. soil. It'll happen abroad. We're already fighting amongst ourselves. More and more Americans today are now starting to wake up. Our mission to wake up the masses is actually working. And with this, we're bringing in new members, or new, people that have been awoken and realize, okay, wait a minute, something is screwed up here, or, okay, yeah, Obama has gone way too far. And, basically it's like being a Republican during the Bush administration, okay? And, granted, I know how that feels because, at one time I was considered myself a Democrat. Now, before you turn me off, let me just tell you that actually gives me a great insight into the resistance movement, because I can look at it from a liberal standpoint. I can also see how they see it as well. So, one of the first rules of war is know thy enemy. So, who better than someone that actually was one? But so, anyways, but that being aside, yeah, I mean, we as Americans, we are going to be seeing, old conservatives, new conservatives, moderates, independents, people that really don't care about political parties, different religious backgrounds are going to be coming in. They've already been woken up, and and for those of you that have supported this show and listened and shared and told your friends about it, thank you very much. But just because the mission is working does not mean it's over. We still have a long ways to go, America, and we have a lot more people to wake up. So, but what I'm basically trying to get at here, beating around the bush, I guess, is that we all have to see each other as we walk in each other's shoes. In that, what I mean is, we have to accept that everyone will have different